typically, in order to garden here in Arizona during the summer, I wake up at 4 in the morning. I'm waiting for the sun to come up and it's taking forever because I want to start working in the garden, but I'm also really scared of bugs, so I need to be a little bit more patient too. Well, it's just my drip irrigation. I got so scared. Fall is here in just a few days, even though it doesn't feel like it here in Arizona, because honestly it's extremely hot still. Today we have a high of 101, but still, it's almost here. I can taste it, I can feel it. So just a few more minutes, just so I get a little bit more light. That way I don't walk into any spider webs. In the meantime, look how pretty everything looks. This is just with it cooling down a tiny bit, but still being at around 100 degrees every day. Everything's just so happy. And I'm happy because they're happy. The sun is finally up, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna work on today is filling my beds up with some compost. And the reason I wanna do that is because, my Roselle hibiscus is blooming. My Roselle hibiscus is blooming. Fall is almost here, so I need to get my garden ready because while in colder zones, the gardens are starting to wind down. Here in Arizona, in the low desert, the fall garden is one of the most beautiful gardens you will ever see. So let's get started. Oh wait, first I need my gloves. My glovey gloves. Please pardon my mess. The garden's a wee bit dirty right now. Well, not really. It's just that there's leaves everywhere because the sun has been scorching my poor trees, but it's okay because they're pushing out new growth. Anyways, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start mixing up what I'm gonna put into my garden beds. Ugh. Ew. Ew. I forgot I had this in here and then it rained. Yuck. Okay, but it's totally fine. See, I told you I had a wheelbarrow. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pouring in here some mushroom compost. Oh, well, let's get this centered. This is the mushroom compost I use. The reason I'm gonna add this to the beds right now is because these plants have been eating all summer long, right? Before I plant new things, I wanna add some more nutrients back in there. Imagine if you went to a restaurant and somebody before you ate at a plate, and instead of them bringing you a new one, they just leave you their leftovers. You're not gonna get hungry. You're probably gonna be like, what the heck? I'm not gonna eat here. Same thing with your plants, except that's probably the worst analogy I could have possibly given you. And Miss Mika has the zoomies, right? Right? Why are you running like that? Mika. Mika-sa. Girl, you're gonna freak me out if you run like that. I'm gonna assume she's chasing something. Okay. Oh, there's a bug. So let me go get a few more bags of compost because that's nothing. I've secured the goods. Okay, let's finish pouring this in here. I'm so tired. Adios mío. Let's start tossing these in. Ah, come on. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, one more. Oh, no. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding some fertilizer in here. I could do this in the garden beds, but I feel like I'm putting more strain on my back. I got sweat in my eyes. Oh God. Oh, the pain. Okay, let's continue. The fertilizer that I'm gonna be using is Garden Tone. You can use a plant tone, you can use an all-purpose fertilizer. I like using this one because one, it's organic. I know, look, I'm not gonna tell you what to do in your garden, okay? If you don't wanna use organic, don't. The reason I like using organic fertilizers is because I wanna feed the soil. I want there to be a slow release of nutrients versus using synthetic fertilizers where the plants immediately take everything up, but then you're left with a lot of salt in your soil. You're not really adding life to it. It's almost like putting a Band-Aid, but you're never really gonna get to the root of the problem. Honestly, okay, hold on, my eye is like on fire right now. But whenever you use organic fertilizers, what happens is over time they continue feeding the soil and all the living organisms in the soil. I have worms in there. There's probably a lot of other bugs that I don't want in there, but this is gonna continue to build that little ecosystem because believe it or not, there's a whole other little world right underneath that soil. And I need to keep that alive. So, excuse my watery eye. Oh, it burns so bad. But I'm gonna add some of this in here. Yeah. Okay, and on the back, oh, why did I just see an orange tear go down? Is my makeup ready? Oh God. On the back, it tells you how much to mix, but according to my calculations, I just eyeball everything, okay? So, ugh. And this stuff stinks in the best way possible. Like when I smell this, I know my plants are gonna get some good food. You can also make your homemade compost. I'm not there yet. Especially after my little rodent situation, I'm terrified of building any sort of big pile. I have a little compost bin, but honestly, it gets so hot during the summer that it renders it useless. So truthfully, I can't really win. Oh, okay. Oh, my eye hurts so bad. Okay, so just mix this up until it's well incorporated. Okay, now I'm gonna take it over to my garden bed. Oh, I got stuck. Oh, turn, pivot. Okay, that's good enough. Next, what I'm gonna do, ignore these trellises. I use zip ties because that's a whole other story. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up this garden bed. You guys can see a lot of these clippings here. Those came from my grapevines and other melons, and I'm gonna leave them in there. I actually want them in my garden bed because that's gonna break down. There's worms in here, and I'm hoping that they start feasting on that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up my drip irrigation. Every single gardener has their own routine of how they like to reset their garden beds to get them ready for another round of gardening. And for me in particular, this isn't how I usually do things. So I'm going to tell you how I usually reset my garden beds, and then we'll go over why I'm doing it this way today. So my usual routine goes a little something like this. I walk out into serendipity, I look for all of the plants that unfortunately did not make it past their summer, and if they're fried, they're gonna go. If they're no longer going to produce, they're gonna go. And sometimes plants are just so weak that they're still hanging on, but they need to go. So I take my pruners, I chop them at the base, and what I mean by that is wherever the plant meets the soil, I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm not gonna take the plant and pull it out of the garden bed. Everybody uses different methods and techniques, but I like leaving the roots of the plant inside of the garden bed because there's a lot of living microorganisms in there that are gonna break down all of those roots, and they're going to help add that back into the soil to build the life of the soil and then feed the next round of plants. And then everything that I chopped that was above the soil, I toss into the garden beds. And ideally, I would love to break it down as much as I can, and sometimes I do that with my loppers. But if it's really dried and crunchy, sometimes it helps to just break it up with my hands to try and crush it and flatten it out as much as possible. Then I cover all of those plants with more compost. So it's kind of sandwiched in between the soil I already have and then a fresh layer of compost on top. And then that way, all of the red wriggler worms that don't really like the sunlight can still find all of those garden clippings and organic matter and break it down alongside a bunch of other living organisms that live in the soil that don't necessarily like to be exposed. Then on top of the compost, I sprinkle the fertilizer of my choice. My go-to is usually Garden Tone, and I like to buy the really big bags whenever I'm able to, because usually I used to purchase the really small bags at like Lowe's or Home Depot, but I found that some places like Tractor Supply, for example, sells the really big bags of Garden Tone. This is also the perfect time for me to mix in any other soil amendments. My other go-tos are usually azomite, and I used to add worm castings, but now because I have so many worms living inside of the garden beds, I don't really bother to add more worm castings. I just try and add as much organic matter to keep feeding those worms so that they continue to multiply in the garden beds. And once all of that is sprinkled on top of the soil, I just mix it in either with my hands or with a tool. So I'm spreading it as I'm mixing it in and sort of like scratching it into the soil. And then my garden bed is ready for irrigation. So I just add the drip lines back on and it's ready for planting. So what am I doing different this time and why? And you're probably gonna laugh at me, but because I live in the low desert of Arizona, gardening during the summertime is not enjoyable at all for me. I am miserable whenever I'm outside, but I'm also miserable whenever I'm inside because I can't be outside gardening like I want to be. So whenever I do have the opportunity to garden, usually it's really early in the morning. And so I always try and find shortcuts to get things done in the garden so that I'm able to make some progress. And in this case, I thought maybe if I mix the fertilizer in with the compost, that would save me an extra step, but I feel like it just created a couple of extra steps. Because now, instead of just bringing my compost over to the garden beds and then doing everything that I told you previously, I had to bring them over to my wheelbarrow and then empty them into the wheelbarrow and then use a shovel to mix them in with the fertilizer and then bring that wheelbarrow over to the garden bed and then start shoveling it into the garden bed. So it was just a big hassle that I could have avoided if I had just stuck to my regular routine, which has worked for me, but during the summertime, I just try and find shortcuts, and most of the time it bites me in the butt because in this case, I don't even feel like I mixed the fertilizer in properly with the compost. And I like to reset my garden beds, number one, because it makes it a lot easier to direct sow my seeds, because it pretty much gives me a blank canvas to start with. Usually it's kind of hard to see all the empty spaces of a garden bed. It's hard to tell what areas I can fill, but by doing this, it gives me a fresh start and it's a lot easier to visualize what I want to grow for the next season. And it's a lot easier to plant my seeds and be able to know exactly how far I'm spacing them and to be able to plant them at the proper depth when it's a nice fluffy fresh layer of compost. And after I'm done with all of these steps and my garden beds are topped off, I don't usually add mulch right away. In the beginning I used to, but over time I learned that whenever I did that, sometimes it was harder for some of my seeds to germinate. Now I prefer to stick with a layer of compost. I direct sow any seeds I want, and then once those seeds sprout and are a couple of inches tall, then I cover the rest of the garden bed with mulch because I can see what germinated and what didn't. And I feel like this has definitely helped my germination rate whenever it comes to direct sowing. But if I was only to be using transplants, I would definitely add the mulch now just to keep my soil protected, because with transplants, I can see where the plant is. It's already rooted and all I need to do is just find a spot for it. Versus direct sowing seeds where it's not 100% guaranteed that a plant is going to pop up. I just want to give my seeds the best chance of germination based on what I can control, and leaving mulch out at this point in time definitely helps this process along. But I know that everybody resets their garden beds differently. Everybody has their techniques that work for them. So I would love to know what other people do, because maybe there's some inspiration I can take from that, or some good tips and tricks that I can start to incorporate into serendipity as well. I'm gonna pause here because I gotta go get my baby ready for school.